So in this video, we're going to talk about how to survive your first 90 days at a job. First off, you might have gotten the job offer, but you're not in the clear yet. They're still testing you out. The way I always approach my first 90 days is to be like the best possible version of myself as I possibly can. I'll literally ask, what kind of benchmarks are you hoping that I'll hit in the first 90 days? What kind of things would you like to see in the new hire in the first 90 days? I'll actually take what my manager has told me, actually write it down and put it up in my cubicle or desk or whatever. This way you're constantly aware of what you need to focus on and what you need to work towards. And in the first 90 days, when I talk about being your best self, you want to be diligent, you want to be punctual, you want to be all these things. Not saying that you're going to slack off after the 90-day period, but you got to keep in mind that they're still trying to figure out whether or not they want to keep you. And by the way, I'm speaking from experience on both sides of the fence. I had an internship at an awesome agency, and it was like, oh my god, I was really lucky. But because I had gotten the job, I felt secure. Surely they wouldn't just fire me right off the bat. Well, they let me go after a month. So that's what I'm helping you avoid. And I've been on the other side of the fence, where I've been like the most senior person on a team. I've seen new hires totally screw up those 90 days. One thing that a lot of new hires will make the mistake of doing is observing the behaviors of other people in the office and copying that. When you get to a certain level in a company, you've built that trust with that company. You've shown that you'll do the work. You've shown that you're a good employee. So like sometimes as a new hire, when you see people like taking lunch breaks that are a little longer, or kind of come in a little late, or taking too much time off or whatever, you might assume that, oh, this is a really laid-back culture. First off, you don't know if that employer condones this behavior from those senior people. And also, they're in a totally different position. They built that trust with that community. You haven't. So that's what I mean by being like the best possible version of yourself as you possibly can. You want to socialize and be friendly with the people there, not withdrawn. Your first 90 days, it's just a series of first impressions. You don't want people thinking that you're going to be hard to work with or that you are cold. So just be mindful of that. And trust me, it's hard. I hate being the new girl at any job. The best thing you can do is just remain friendly and positive and upbeat when you're at a new company. And make it clear that you are open to collaboration and working with people there. So I guess I'm a little extra. I also used the first 90 days to study the crap out of the company. I'll actually bring in index cards and test myself on the things I'm learning during training and all that stuff. I'll schedule one-on-ones with people from other departments. And this is the best time to do it because you're new and you can be all like clueless. You can kind of take advantage of the fact that you're clueless. Like, hey, I'm new here. I'm trying to like get to know people at the company, but also learn the product. Can I send a calendar invite to do like a one-on-one with you and learn what you do at the company? It establishes that you are willing to work across departments, and it'll help you build knowledge. Basically, be a sponge. I know it's tempting to go above and beyond when you're at a new job. Try to master what is actually in your job description before you go off the rails and do something completely innovative and out of the box. I'm not saying you can't be creative or come up with new ideas. During this time period, just jot it down. I like to ask questions such as like, well, why is it set up the way it is today? What really works with the current approach and what doesn't work with the current approach? What have you guys tried to do to change the approach? What's the process of experimenting with a new change or implementing something new? The reason why you want to do that is because you can't just jump the gun and try to like suggest something that might not even address the core need, or it might be too expensive to implement. You're coming up with a solution without even understanding, what's going on. Understand the problems first and master the duties and responsibilities in your job description before you go above and beyond. But of course, you can always keep your innovative ideas in a little journal and pitch them at a more appropriate time afterward. After the 90 days, you can ease up a little bit. And again, I don't mean to say that you should slack off after the 90 days, but you can ease up a little bit. I hope this has given you a better idea of what you should and shouldn't do in your first 90 days. And if you want more like career development and job hunting content, you can subscribe to my channel. And there's also a 4-part series that I wrote on job hunting, interviewing, making connections. Check that out too.